Hey guys, this is Chris from Stoic Liberal again. So putting together another video pretty much to piggyback on what I was trying to speak about in the last video. And I want to talk about the need or the void that we have currently for a free press. I mean, if you really think about where we get our media from and how we digest information, I mean, as it stands right now, I think most of the information that we get is from TV. One half is probably is a TV audience. The other is an internet-based audience, and the people that own the internet-based media are the same people that own the TV media, the broadcast media, the personalities, the TV personalities that are hosts on the broadcast media are the same as the radio media. So we're being bombarded by all sorts of sources of information that are owned by a small portion of people, which is ridiculous. And I personally think there is a need for a free press, for information that's not specifically owned by one large group. And we really don't have that. Sorry for the glare, guys. We really don't have that right now, as it stands. The environment that we're in, it's just, if you're a Democrat, that's all you're getting. You're getting one side of the coin, which is kind of absolutist to say that there's a whole side of people that's not being represented. And the same goes for if you're a Republican. If you're a Republican, you have a set of beliefs that are almost undeniable, and to be against those values, you're classified as, I guess, a Democrat, and that means what? Your point is invalid? This goes both ways. I mean, that's utterly ridiculous to think that you're right, and obviously everyone else that doesn't think like you is wrong. And that's what the media portrays, this constant conflict. And it's unnecessary. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing. This is what I find hysterical. At the end of the day, if you have kids, you want your kids to be safe. If you have kids, you want your kids to go to a good school where there's not a high crime rate. At the end of the day, if you're a homeowner, you rent, you don't want your taxes to be ridiculous. You want to be able to work your job, or if you have your career, do the thing that you need to do. If you're going to bust your ass and work 40 hours a week and maybe work overtime, the taxes that come out of your paycheck, I mean, there has to be some left for you to live on, whether you're making $8 an hour or $40 an hour. I tell you right now, I make $25 an hour. Big whoopty freaking do. I'm barely living to, I'm at a place where, I guess I'm comfortable, but I want more. Obviously everyone wants more for themselves. Everyone wants to, better themselves, whether you're in a good situation or not. And the current system that we have, whether it's system of government, system of politics, system of, pointing and putting people against one another, because if there's a side that's winning, guess what? You bet that there's a side that's losing too. And I'm totally against we're being set up. That's what I'm trying to say. We're being set up, and there's nothing we can do about it. And the information that we're getting spoon-fed to us to the point where all we can do is take it. All we can do is choose a side, and unless you're voting in every election, unless you're out there with picket signs, unless you're protesting something, you're not doing anything. Going back to this whole free press, I think, we need to have a strong call for a free press. We need to have information that's not owned by a particular group or by a particular party. What is the news? What's the whole purpose of these news organizations? I mean, I feel if you're a news organization, you have a responsibility. You have a duty to give people not just facts. I mean, facts. What is it? Facts. You don't know anything about me other than what I tell you. So if you're a news organization, you don't know anything other than what this news organization is telling you. You need more than that. All it is just a telephone game and people telling each other the same information. And as it filters down the line, that reality is pretty subjective, and I can't really take it seriously. And it's a problem if you can't trust, number one, where this information is coming from, and number two, what's the point of this information? Because at every 10 minutes after watching your favorite news program or show, they cut to commercial. Those commercials are paying someone's salary. Something is going on, and when money changes hands like that, I take issue with that, and I take issue with the information that's being force-fed down our throats. What would a free press do in this climate, in this political landscape that we're in right now? How would we benefit from a free press? Well, for one, now, election season, right? That's all we're talking about now. Primaries and generals and what candidate's going to do what with what. And, what if he said this and what if she did that? I mean, that's pretty much where we're at right now. These news organizations are just playing this never-ending loop of bullshit. That's all we see and hear is just these bullshit from these candidates. Just lie out their ass, and that's all they do as a profession, is just lie and just talk shit and show nothing for it. And we're just left to take it. So what would a free press do? Well, right now, what do we have on TV? Republican. I'm an independent, by the way. A liberal independent. And by liberal, I just mean I'm willing to not pick sides based on any one thing or group. And I'm willing to listen all the way through. And if something makes sense to me, I'll make a decision based on that. I have my own issues that I deal with internally, and I make changes based on new information. I have voted Democrat before, I have voted Republican before, and to me, it's not the party that gets my allegiance, it's the issues and how they're being approached. That's what gets my vote. So going back to what would a free press do in this particular situation where we are right now, I think if you had, let's use the Republicans for example, because they just had a debate on national TV, and you have these correspondents and journalists asking them all these questions that don't even fucking matter, like, at all. Kind of things that they're saying is completely irrelevant. So we got Marco Rubio, we got Donald Trump, we got Ted Cruz, we got John Kasich. John Kasich, by the way, as far as the Republicans go, he's the most level-headed individual. This guy needs more airtime, for one, because he's answering all the freaking questions. He's doing well. He's the adult in the room, and he's not too far left. He's not too far right. He's a governor with a proven track record in his hometown. The only issue I have with him is me, I'm great and these guys aren't. I guess he has to do that because, they're selling themselves. I understand that. Long story short, he is doing all the work that these moderators and newscasters aren't doing a good job of. They're not asking the right questions. What are the right questions? Well, so if you have a president, and the whole point of being president is you have a vision for where you see the country, where you think this country is going, and what kind of issues do presidents deal with? Well, for one, taxes, your tax plan. How are we going to collect collectively among all the Americans? How are we going to collect this money? How are we going to collect the money that we need to run this country? So think of America like a business. Businesses make money. What do businesses do with this money? Well, the business has to stay open. You have to open up shop. You have to run. The taxes that we take in have to effectively run the country. And if you make $100, where does that $100 go? What does that go to? What are you spending that money on? We need a tax program that works. So if I'm President Trump, for example, and I say, you know what, I'm going to have the best tax plan in the world. Okay, what is that tax plan? You give that to me. You write down on a pen and paper, and you draw it, go down the line. What is my dollar going to do for you? And how are you going to spend it? And at the end of the day, the end of the year, the end of the cycle, fiscal year, whatever you want to call it, the numbers have to add up. So if you're making $100 and you're spending $120, you need to get your ass back in that room and rework those numbers and make it work. You got to make it work. And right now, no one's making it work. And that goes for everything. If you have a tax policy, if you have a domestic policy, what's your jobs program going to look like? Oh, you're going to put people to work? How many people are you going to put to work? So you're going to put these people to work. What jobs are you going to create? How much is it going to cost to even create these projects and these jobs? Okay, it's going to cost, what, $100 billion? That's probably over projecting. $100 million, where you're going to build some roads and bridges, and so you're going to pay them $100 million to do this particular project, and these workers, you're going to have jobs for these workers. They're going to work, and where's this money going to go? Coffee shops, hotels. They're going to spend it within their respective towns. Is that how you plan on generating money? Okay, that's fine. So you're going to create a program that, hold on one second, I'm in traffic right now. Okay, you're going to create a program that costs $100 billion, and at the end of the year, maybe you would have added 120 million back into the pot. Okay, well, at least you have a surplus. At least that program works. On paper, it has to work. On paper, it has to add up. America is filled with lawyers, doctors, accountants, strategists, all these people that can sit in front of the information, look at it and say, yeah, this will work, or nah, this is bullshit. The free press needs to do that homework, or at least put that information in front of us so the general public can all look at and digest the same information. There can't be two sets of information. There can't be a Democratic set of information and a Republican set of information that's completely different from one another. That shit's got to stop. That's got to stop. We don't have time for this kind of bullshit. This country is fucked up right now, and it's not the Democrats' fault. It's not the Republicans' fault. It's the media organization that's not giving the same information to the people. There's like 300 million people in America right now. All of us got different information, and all of us get our information from the media. I mean, unless your uncle is a senator, and that senator's telling you what he's doing, and that's where you get your information from. Not everyone has a family member that works in government that's giving, relaying that information to us. No, we get our information from a source, and that source is corrupt. And these motherfuckers need to do a better job at vetting the people that's going to be leading this country. A free press with no payroll, no bankroll, no ties to know nothing other than the truth. Where does that come from? How do we get that on the screen? How do we get that information to us? That's what we need. Because right now, what are we working with? Half-truths and bullshit, and the amount of work it takes to, you ever hear that term, bullshit detector? Every time someone's talking to you, even me talking to you right now, you're listening to my voice like, what the fuck is this guy saying? I mean, maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe there isn't any truth to it. Maybe you know me. Maybe you don't know me. You're sitting here making a decision. And this guy, he's saying something, or he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. We all have to decipher if the information that we're getting is even real. And then we build a world around that information to make it true for us. So it's all subjective. Isn't that a problem? Isn't that a fucking problem? How do we address this? How do we work together? This is America. The whole point of government is to work. And for the past, I don't know how long, since I've been voting, since I've been working at a job, since taxes have been coming out of my paycheck, this shit hasn't been working. And we have adults, grown men and women, whose job it is to work shit out, to negotiate and make things work for all of us. Their job is to make deals. Their job is to make shit work, and they're not working. They're not doing their job. That's a problem. That's a problem. And at the end of the day, for them not doing their job, they still get their paycheck or their salary. And for the people who are on the opposite end of that are, getting screwed. And we're either not getting our paycheck, we're not getting our salary, we're not getting enough, we're falling short, and we're losing. We are losing. Fuck this whole make America great again. America is the greatest country in the world. America is the greatest country in the world. Maybe that's my opinion because I'm an American, but it feels really fucking good to say that, let me tell you. America is the greatest country in the world, and we are so fortunate to be here and yet still be screwed, being screwed by our leaders, and our job. Every American has a duty. If you're not gonna, serve the country and protect it, if you're not gonna do that at bare minimum, you have a duty as an American to not just vote. Not just vote. Your job is to speak up and talk and fight and have beliefs and have ideas and share them with other people. Share them with other people that don't believe in what the hell you're saying, because you know what, those people have ideas too, and you gotta work it out. You have to meet somewhere in the middle, because it's not just you. We're in a country, like I said, over 300 million people. Give a fuck about you. It's about us. It's about Americans. And every job of every American is to make this shit work. Gotta make it work. If it's not working, then what the hell are we doing? If it's not working, then what the hell are we doing? We ain't doing shit. So as it stands right now, the people who call themselves our leaders aren't doing their job. And you know what? I said it's the fault of these big media corporations, forcing this information down our throats, but it's also our fault too for not standing up sooner, for being lied to and tricked for so long that we just take it as is. You know what? I'm kind of happy. That there is a Donald Trump right now, and I'm kind of happy that there is a Bernie Sanders right now, because if nothing else, they are a call to wake up and challenge what the hell, the information that we're being force-fed. So in that respect, you know what? I do have a little bit of respect for Donald Trump, even though I don't agree with what he's saying. I do agree with his supporters that are so pissed off that they're willing to burn the whole shit down to the ground. Maybe that's the wake-up call we need, you know. I do like the things that Bernie Sanders is saying. Someone says, yeah, free college. I mean, it's a 2-year college, not a 4-year. It's not a master's degree that he's offering, but someone said, yeah, free college. Yeah, I like that. That sounds fucking wonderful. You know, free healthcare for all, as you know, as a right, as an American right. Of course I love that. How you gonna do it? How the hell are you gonna do it? Well, you can say all the things in the world, but honestly, how you gonna do it? I mean, he said how he's gonna do it at BernieSanders.com. That's great, you know. But what he's missing from that little puzzle is every analyst, every strategist, every accountant needs to look at what the hell he's saying. And going back to what I said, put it on a piece of paper. How much is it going to cost? How much does America make? How much are we going to lose? How much are we going to gain? Put that shit on paper, and once those numbers are in, put that shit on every TV screen, every station. It doesn't matter, you know, is it the Democratic station, is it the Republican station, whatever. If it's accurate and those numbers are real, post it. Show us if it works or if it doesn't work. If his plan doesn't work and he wants to be the president, his job is to make it work. It's not, oh, I have this idea, I don't believe it, it's dumb, it'll never work. If you have an idea and you think it's good, you make it work. You make those numbers add up. And if they do add up, and it does work, and you have all the right people telling you that it's going to work, then it's a fucking plan. Then at that point, it becomes your choice. Yeah, I like that plan. It works. You're either in the red or in the green. And that goes for every single candidate. I mean, you could have your personal preference. You can say, you know what? I like Donald Trump because he's a straight shooter. You know, that just makes me feel comfortable that he's not going to lie to me. Well, that's fucking great. Good. So, he's a straight shooter, and he has to have a plan, right? And that plan, in words, has to equal numbers. And those numbers have to add up, right? So, put that plan on paper. Do your pluses, do your minuses. At the end of that plan, you see. If you're in the red, rework your fucking numbers. If you're in the green light. Do that with every single fucking candidate. Make sure if you're running for president, all your numbers are a green light. If they don't pass the smell test, then you can't be a fucking president. If you can't get that past that point, then you have no point in even talking. Right now, when I look at the TV screen, I want to see the best Republican candidate that they have to offer. I want to see the best Democratic candidate that they have to offer. And I want those two to go at it. And I want America to vote on the best candidate with the best ideas that are already work that have already been vetted by the free press. Does that make sense? It should make sense. Why are we getting the bottom of the barrel or this vague, oh, this will work, oh, no, it won't, oh, this economist says it will work, oh, this economist says it's not going to work? How can we have specialists in each, field saying two different things? Doesn't that make any sense? I thought math was the one thing that it's always right. 2 plus 2 will always be 4. 5 plus 5 will always be 10. Math is supposed to be, Common Core math is different. Maybe they use the Common Core system and they're all these, vague, variables. I don't know. But as it stands right now, going back to my original point, we're getting fucked, guys. Hard. We're getting fucked hard. And back to my original point, we need a free press. Or a press that's not in the pockets of these big conglomerates that own everything. The guy that gives me my news is the same guy that is my cell phone carrier, is the same guy that puts the same song on every single radio station. That's a problem, people. Every person, every American needs to be like, what the fuck? Stop. Enough. Give me one person, one channel that just does the news. Just like the Weather Channel. Wait, let me park. I just had a thought just now. The fucking Weather Channel. The fucking Weather Channel. I'm parking my car. The Weather Channel. Anyone can go to the Weather Channel, whether it's the actual channel or it's the app on the phone. It says the same thing. It says the same thing. It says it's gonna rain tomorrow, and every person who looks at that knows that it's gonna rain tomorrow, or it's gonna snow tomorrow. It's gonna be a sunny day tomorrow. If it's wrong, it's wrong. Fuck, they were wrong. If it's right, you know if it's raining or not. There is no gray area. The Weather Channel just tells it to you. Where do they get their information from? They get it from the Doppler radar. They get it from. It's not like someone's guessing. There's no guesswork involved. Maybe what's that? Forecasting. Back in the day, it used to be guesswork because they used to look at like animal fat, see if the bear fat was like congealing or not, to see if like the duck fat was whatever for the barometric pressure. It's not that anymore. We got radar that sees what cloud patterns are doing. There's a science to it now. There's a science to predicting the weather. That's pretty accurate. Why can't our news be like that? Why can't our news be like that? Why can't our statistics be like that? Why do they have to have two sides? You know, that's a problem when... Okay, let's make pretend I'm a Democrat. Now let's make pretend this empty seat in this chair is my friend Larry. He's a Republican. And we both see a cat walking down the street. And we see a car hits the cat. A comedian wrote this joke. A car hits the cat. Now I'm looking at it. Holy shit. Look at that crazy driver just ran over that cat. And my friend, what's his name, Larry? Hi, Larry. He said, oh shit, look at that cat. It just committed